Hello, friends. Welcome back into another Coach's Corner. I'm Gina Ramirez. I'm a licensed therapist, a certified health coach, and I talk everything health and wellness from the mind, the body, and the behavior. And today we are in my kitchen. So welcome in. I've got my fancy apron on. I'm excited to be here with you guys to talk about lunches. Let's take the guesswork out of healthy lunches and get you to a place where it's easy peasy and you've got a menu either for you or your kiddos. So it doesn't matter if this is back to school time for you or not back to school, it's back to work time or back to consistently getting into the rhythm of September, because we all know that things just ramp up in September, right? Whether you are going back to school or not. So again, welcome into my kitchen. Let's get started. Because I like to keep these things short, the Coach's Corner short, there's not going to be a particular demo. What I'm trying to do today is give you ideas of what you can do when you are at home planning your meals. What is it that you can get out of the rut of the everyday with? Because I remember when my kids were little, sending them with peanut butter and jelly almost every single day. And let me tell you, they still have an aversion to peanut butter and jelly. I don't want that to happen to you. So let's come up with some different ideas that you could possibly use. And before we come up with the actual ideas, I want to give you a framework of how to put your lunch together. Again, this is for you and for your kiddos. What do you need to know? Well, I want you to think about these few things as you think about what should go into the lunch. Number one is a vegetable. So I've got several vegetables here: carrots, cucumbers, tomatoes, and you choose, right? What is it that your kiddo particularly likes to eat? Or what vegetable do you particularly like to eat? Maybe it's broccoli, maybe it's cauliflower. Whatever that may be for you, be sure that there's at least one vegetable in that lunchbox. How about a fruit? There needs to be a fruit also in that lunchbox if you can help it. Maybe that's an apple. If your kiddos are into apples like mine, I love to slice up apples for myself to have during lunchtime. Maybe it's oranges, a banana. However you get that in, there should be a fruit, there should be a vegetable, and there should be some source of protein, okay? That's a big one. We don't want to leave the protein out. There also needs to be some sort of carbs, especially if we're talking about for your kiddo. That is fuel for the little ones. Protein is also fuel, but we need to make sure that we're packing appropriate for whoever, whether it's you, whether it's your kiddo. You may be able to go lighter on carbs, but we don't want to go light on carbs for the kiddos, okay? So let me give you some ideas now that we've covered that foundation: a fruit, a vegetable, a protein, and a carb. Those 4 ideas. Did you hear sugar in there anywhere? No sugar. I did not say a cookie or, a store sugary yogurt that you can get that has M&Ms in it or sprinkles. None of that. I didn't say a cupcake. No, we're not including that. But the sugar is going to come naturally from the fruit that we're going to use in that lunchbox. Now, whether they decide to trade with their friend at school, you can't help that. But what I want you to know is that the sugar is out. We're cutting that out. What can you do? What are some ideas? All right, let's get started. So one of my absolute favorites is chia seed pudding. And I made this a couple of days ago. I like to make them in batches, put them in the refrigerator. This is a nice big quart size. I think it's about a quart mason jar. For the little ones, you can use the tiny size, right? And it'll do just fine. What's in here is 3 tablespoons of chia seeds and about half a cup or so of plant-based milk. That's what I use. Stir, 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 shake, shake, shake. Keep it in the refrigerator. When you're ready to use it, take it out, fill this with fruit. Okay, there's my fruit. My protein is the chia seeds, right? Plant-based milk. And I might put some plant-based yogurt in here too, because that's going to give me even more protein. So I've got the fruit, I've got the protein, and now I just need a little veg to go with it. But this is a lot, and this is extremely filling. So you can do it in here, you can do it in here. You choose your size, right? Very filling, especially I love this for breakfast for me when I'm at work. I top it with some nuts. So it's got some yogurt, the chia seeds, the milk, some nuts, some fruit, and I'm good. I'm covered, right? And lots of protein in here. You can do the same kind of recipe with oats, which is a great source of carbs for the little ones, right? For me, not so much. I'm trying to remove some of the carbs from my diet. So I'm going to choose a chia seed pudding. But for my little one, overnight oats, a fantastic option. How about salad in a jar? So I'm giving you these bigger ideas, right? You can come up with a fruit and veg on the side if you want, but these bigger ideas like salad in a jar, again, I'm going to use this kind of size mason jar. It's a pretty good size. And if you want to learn more about how to configure a salad in a jar, check out the resource library, and I'll leave all the links down below so you can get the skinny on making your own salad in a jar. These things you can prep on the weekend and have ready to go during your weekday. So it's a grab and go, especially for the little ones, grab and go, right? So very important. What else? How about taking a shake? This is my absolute favorite shake. It's got 13 grams of protein, 7 grams of fiber. It's filled with the vegetables that I was just talking about. Lots of servings of things that are absolutely great in here for the body. Natural sugars in here for the body, so it's sweet. You can freeze it, put it in a popsicle mold. Be sure that mold is sealed super tight so that by the time they're ready to eat it during lunch, it's melted. It's kind of like a slushie, but it's not going to melt all over their lunchbox. So beware of that. But I love to take this for me as well for lunch. And it's a beautiful thing. I can add stuff to it. I can add, again, the yogurt to it. If I wanted to really bulk it up, I may add some oats to that. Definitely some fruit. So I'm getting the fruit with it. Definitely some vegetables. I'm going to put spinach in here. My kids are not even going to know that there's spinach in here, right? I might even put some nut butter in here. So again, get creative and stick, if you know the foundation, okay, a fruit, a vegetable, a protein, and a carb, just one shake will give you, if you get creative, the one shake will give you all of that, and you will not have to think about what else do I need to add here. It's extremely filling. It's going to give them the brain power and you the brain power that you need to get moving and finish the rest of your day feeling fantastic. What about roll-ups? I don't know. I'm in Texas and, you know, we do a lot with tortillas. Instead of the wraps, we use tortillas for a lot of things in my house. And H-E-B is our local grocery store. They make the best tortillas. How about a turkey roll-up? You know, if they eat meat, I don't particularly eat this, but for my kiddos, absolutely. Turkey roll-ups with some cheese and they will eat it up, no problem. What did you have for dinner last night? Don't be afraid to use whatever you had for dinner for lunch the next day. And if you need a bento box, fabulous. You know, you can find those just about anywhere. They're super popular, but don't feel like you need the bento box, people. Just make it age appropriate, serving size appropriate for your little ones or for yourself, and pack your lunches in glass containers. They're my favorite ways to pack, but I understand if you can't have glass containers for your little one as well. This is air fryer chickpeas. My air fryer does double duty on the weekends. In fact, I use it almost every day, frankly, every day. But sticking some chickpeas, getting them super dry, and then sticking them in your air fryer, again, protein, right here. It's salty, it's crunchy, it's absolutely delicious. Instead of chips, when you need that little something to satisfy savory taste, OMG, you can add this to your salad in a jar. You can add this to just about anything. A normal salad will do the trick as well. So I'm showing you a couple of veg that I have here. Peppers, carrots, cucumbers. One of the things that I absolutely loved to do when my kids were little is popcorn. Air popped popcorn. I would make a huge batch, put them in these quart-sized baggies, and you know you can get reusable baggies, guys. Reusable baggies are the best. Stick them in the freezer. Yes, they stay crunchy and delicious in the freezer. Pop this sucker into their lunchbox or your lunchbox. It's so much cheaper and healthier for you than Skinny Pop. I know everybody loves the Skinny Pop. I do too. If I'm traveling, that's my go-to. But when I have a chance to make it, it's going to be so much better and so much tastier from my air popper. So try that. Lifesaver, time saver. It's a beautiful thing. Big hack. How about eggs? I don't know if you can see this because it's white on white, but eggs are great as well. Make them in a wrap. Make a burrito. It's kind of like a breakfast burrito. And let them take that to school. Or how about hard-boiled eggs? Again, a great source of protein. Add the egg to your salad. Add the hard-boiled egg to the lunchbox just as is. It's fantastic. The last thing that I'm going to show you are these breakfast bars that I make. These are frozen, so they are so delicious. I make them on the weekend and then freeze them. It's, again, a grab and go. By the time I'm ready to eat it at lunchtime or breakfast time, they are defrosted and ready for me to eat. It's a carb. It is protein because there's nut butter in here. There's also protein powder in here. You can make these into ball shape. They're sweet because they've got raisins, so it's got the fruit as well. So many things, you guys. So many things, healthy options that you have to make this year less stressful. And what I've done is provided you with a download, a free download with some of these ideas that we just talked about. And also with some love notes. I don't know about you, but I loved when my kids were little, sending them off with a little love note. I've got 50 ideas for love notes in this download. I've also got a grocery list. Sit down with your kiddo, get some of these ideas together, decide together what do we want to pack for lunches this week. And when they are involved, I will tell you, it goes so much smoother. They're much more apt to eat the food that you pack because they want to. They decided, right, that this was something that they wanted. So I hope this has been a productive and insightful Coach's Corner today, that you've thought about some ideas for not only your kiddo, but also for yourself. Think outside the box, right? Think outside the box and don't be afraid to use leftovers. Just remember the foundational pieces that you want to have in your lunch: fruit, veg, protein, carbs, and age appropriate, right, portions that we want to be giving to ourselves and to our kiddos. So once we know that foundation, it becomes much easier to pack the lunch. All right, friends, if you have questions, if you want the download, put it in the comments below. Just put download and I'll be sure to send you personally the link so that you don't miss it. But you can also head over to my Member Vault page and get it off of there as well. All right, have a fantastic week, a fantastic day, and I will see you again on the next Coach's Corner.